Hello, this is Midnight 29. Today I'll be reading Chapter 3 of The Party Adoption. Thank you again for all the views, and I hope you enjoy this one. Chapter 3. Rainbow Dash could feel the air and wind in her mane as she flew towards the library. She noticed Scootaloo was shivering a little. Dash then spoke. "Okay, Scoots. When we get there, you might not like your punishment," Dash said, and then noticed she was getting closer. "All righty, Scoots, this is our stop." As soon as Dash landed, Scootaloo began making a run for it, but thanks to Dash's awesome skills, she pinned her to the ground, making sure not to hurt Scootaloo. She then grabbed Scootaloo by the tail and started to drag her to the front. Scootaloo tried grabbing things like the side of the house, and even dug her hooves in the ground to slow the mare down. But she ultimately failed, and just accepted whatever Dash was going to do. They reached the door of the library, and Dash quickly opened it and dragged Scootaloo to the stairs of the library and dropped her in quickly, closing the door and turning the knob to lock it, before staring at Scootaloo with a sad gaze, hiding her anger. Dash then turned and trotted next to her friends, still staring at Scootaloo. Scootaloo turned round to see all of them looking at her with angry faces, all except Pinky, who was smiling for some reason. "Oh, nuts," Scootaloo thought as she expected to get the worst. Scootaloo then turned and tried to leave through the door, but she was soon elevated in a purple aura. She turned to see it was none other than Twilight Sparkle, who was pulling her back. "Let me go! Let me go! Some pony! Any pony! Please help me from the psychopath!" Scootaloo's mouth was then shut with magic. Scootaloo looked at Twilight, wondering what the unicorn was going to do to her. Twilight looked at the filly. "Scootaloo, you're insane, and you must be punished. All of us except for Pinky, Fluttershy, and AJ are going to punish you," Twilight said, matter-of-factly. She then opened the door to her basement and moved the squirming filly around, before dropping Scootaloo onto the floor with a thud. Scootaloo began rubbing her rump to make it feel better, before she looked at Twilight. "What are you going to do? Stare at me for a punishment? Because I think that would work." Scootaloo began to laugh and pointed a hoof at Twilight. Twilight was getting annoyed at this point, and threw a huge book onto the ground in front of the filly, making her jump in surprise. Scootaloo slowly looked at Twilight, then back at the book, confused. She had also noticed Dash was sleeping, and Rarity was just polishing her hooves for some reason. Scootaloo tried to find a place to run, by examining the room, but there was nowhere to go. She was trapped. Hoping this punishment would end soon, Scootaloo decided just to lay down on the wooden floor and take what was coming. Rarity came back with one pink dress, and instantly Scootaloo's face turned green, like she was about to puke. "Are you kidding me? I have to wear that?" Scootaloo asked, slightly embarrassed, before she looked away, her cheeks turning a red. Rarity placed down and levitated Scootaloo over, placing her on the soft chair. "Oh, darling, let's have some fun." Rarity proceeded to put makeup on Scootaloo, before she levitated the dress and placed it on her. "Oh my, darling, you look so beautiful. Where's my camera?" Rarity was now looking in her saddlebags, before she pulled the camera out with her teeth and held it in her hooves. "Say cheese, Scootaloo." Scootaloo smiled, embarrassed of her situation. Scootaloo looked at Rarity, who was in love with her work. Then at Twilight, who wasn't even paying attention at all. Then to Rainbow Dash, who was just holding back her laughter. "That does it!" Scootaloo shouted with a bit of annoyance. Scootaloo tore the dress off and threw it at Rainbow Dash, but Dash was too fast and saw it coming. Dodging, Dash turned to face Scootaloo. "Ha! You missed," Dash said, then noticed Rarity looking at her in a weird way. Dash then turned around and saw the dress was somehow on fire. Quickly Dash grabbed a bucket of water from the side of the room and put the blaze out. Rarity grabbed the remains of the dress and left, leaving only Twilight, Rainbow Dash, and Scootaloo in the basement. Twilight then came up to Scootaloo. "Okay, I don't think I need to punish you. I'll just leave this to Rainbow." Twilight then turned and walked up the stairs. Scootaloo let out a sigh of relief. "Phew, that was close," she muttered, before looking up at Rainbow, who was still a bit angry. "Okay, Sits, I'm going to teach you what happens when you launch out of a cannon. I'm going to—" Dash was cut off as she looked at Scootaloo. Billy was scared. Kid, what's the matter?" You're going to abuse me, aren't you, Dash?" Scootaloo said. Dash was in shock that Scootaloo would even think that her sister would do something like that. Dash spoke up after a second of silence. "Scoots, I would never do that, and I wish I knew where you got the idea from." Dash rubbed a hoof on Scootaloo's back to calm her down. "Not that. What I'm going to do is explain the dangers of what you're about to do. I mean, it will be pretty awesome, but stupid and dangerous," Dash began explaining. "First off, these documents say that Spitfire launched herself out of a cannon like this and almost lost her wings," Dash said sadly, making Scootaloo nervously look at her wings. 4 hours later, Scootaloo and Dash both fell asleep. Twilight opened the door and yelled, "It's time to wake up and get yourselves home!" This caused Scootaloo to wake up, and she quickly noticed Dash was somehow still asleep. "I guess I'll see you later, Twi," Scootaloo said before she left the basement and exited the oak tree, before heading straight towards Sweet Apple Acres. Scootaloo parked her scooter on the tree that their treehouse was built on, and breathed a sigh of relief. Home at last. Scootaloo then got her covers and prepared to sleep, grabbing a picture of her parents and softly speaking to it. "Good night, Mommy. Good night, Daddy. I miss you guys so much." With a few tears falling off her cheeks, Scootaloo drifted off to sleep. Thanks again for listening to me read The Party Adoption. Hope to see you all next week. And thanks for listening.